you don't know what's going to happen. You can't really prepare for who to ask questions for or what order, because people come in whatever order they want. You may or may not talk to them in whatever order, and they may or may not want to talk about what you want to talk about. So it's a lot like improv. It's a lot like live radio. It's a lot like what is going on right now, right here on this show.
Oh, definitely. I think it's one of the, for me, just for doing it for the past 5 years on the red carpet has been an exhilarating thing for me because, as you just said, Dan, I don't know what to expect when I do it. It's always something different every year. And it's so much fun. I can't say enough about it. It's so much fun. And, you know, even though we've done this so many times, you know, and I'm still seeing people who I've never talked to before, getting the chance to talk to, getting a feel for them as a person, aside from what we see on the television screen. It's fun. It's exciting. I can't say enough about being there because, you know, we're showing the love for these people that deserve all the accolades in the world. You know, this is their night. This is their time. This is for them. We're there for them, and we're here to celebrate them. And I just can't say enough. I love doing this each and every year, not just interacting with the actors and actresses who appear, but also the colleagues that show up, like you and Daytime Confidential, or, you know, obviously TVSource, you know, everybody that comes there, you know, just interacting with everybody. It's always a fun time. I love that about
when
this.
they're credentialed. Don't forget to add that when they receive their credentials, all of those
when
people
they receive their credentials. Because, you know, there are some people who don't get credentialed and have to, you know, turn to people to try to get them credentialed, i.e. somebody who's talking right now. But that's none of my business.
Can I tell you, Dan, I was so frustrated by, this is what, the second or third year in a row that you've had difficulties with the Emmy people?
Second.
I called them up. I was like, listen, I got approved. We were approved because we were approved for 2 spots. And I was like, can I give up one of my spots for a friend of mine? They're like, oh, that's really sweet, but no. I'm like, what do you mean no? They're like, well, we've got them positioned a certain way, and he's going to have a camera person, and that's going to require extra space. I said, so you're telling me that you basically overbooked the press line with press people who don't really know anything and aren't familiar with soaps or who these personalities are in daytime, and then people who are actually in the business, involved in covering these people, and know what to ask them. You're going to keep them off the red carpet? Huh, interesting. And then, of course, Michael Logan saved the day, the hero that he is, as always. And all was right with the world. And you were rightfully restored. You're placed on the red carpet.
It's interesting to see how things go. And, you know, I keep saying, I said about the Emmys, I said about the attention span. For me, I never expect anyone to have any idea who I am. I think doing so not only is an unhealthy thing, but I think that it sets up everything for a fall down. It's not a downfall, because that's not necessarily the tone that I'm going for. But
sure,
if you go into something, even if you talk to somebody 7 times, or, you know, short of them being in your home or having dinner with you or going on vacation with you or something like that, I never expect anyone to remember who I am. I think that that's selfish. So even if I go into a grocery store and someone remembers me, like, oh, you know, you're the one who was eating snacks in the aisle. I don't know. You know, that's flattering to me. I just think that a lot of people now, with the rise of some of these other shows that are on television, I think everyone thinks that they're uber important. That wasn't a comment. Just uber is the first word in the
I was like, was that a dig at me right now? I mean, really?
No, it's not. It was just the first word that popped into my head. I think it's important to have a healthy sense of oneself, but there's a line. There's a very big line, and I think even with some of these shows that folks have, not speaking of anyone, you know, present, just sort of a generalization. You know, anyone can do anything that they want to now on the internet, but that doesn't necessarily. You know, I'll just leave it at that. It's just anyone can do anything, but I think that you have to have an appreciation for what you do. I think you have to have an understanding for what you do. I think that you have to have a sense of humility. And, you know, in doing this, I don't think that someone could do something for 7 years without having that. I think that if you, Novell, had approached this show differently and said, this is my show and I just happen to be interviewing people, I think it wouldn't have lasted 7 years. There's such an important part of this of you putting yourself in the place of what the fans want to hear, what the fans want to know, and that's what makes people want to listen.
Wow. I've been rendered speechless, folks. This doesn't happen often. I literally just right now trying to find the words to respond to that, and all I could say is thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I know we razz on each other, but in all seriousness, I have so much respect for you, not just as a person, but also for what you do on a daily basis. I can't help but have bad respect for you. I mean, you've done so much for the daytime community for 20 years. I mean, who can't know who you are? Who doesn't know who you are? Who doesn't know SoapCentral.com? I mean, you know, this has been on the internet before people realized there was an internet. I mean, you pretty much started it up from nothing, and it's. I mean, you've been a staple in this community for so long. I mean, how can people not know you? So, you know, for you to say this to me, for somebody who I like and respect as a friend and as a person and as a colleague, that means it's a huge deal to me. So I thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I really have nothing. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I do. I will let you gather your thoughts. I have to go, and of all things, this is going to sound terribly horrible, I have to go and get ready for a show about sex. So I have to go and study so I have notes for my show tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to do. Have a fun rest of your 7th anniversary, and thanks for allowing me to call in and hang out.
Absolutely, Dan. I appreciate it. After all the times I called into your show, why not, right?
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Well, this has been fun. Novell, what else do you have in store for us tonight? You've had celebrity guests, you've had peers. Come on, what? How can you top? What's going to be your showstopper? I'm going to use bold and beautiful terminology. What's going to be your showstopper tonight, Novell?
Me saying goodbye. I think he actually rounded out everything that we had on the show tonight. I was very, very happy with what we had accomplished in tonight's show, as well as within the past 7 years. It's been amazing. I don't know where to go after he said he has to study for a show about sex for tomorrow. But like, how do you top that comment?
I don't even want to know what his source material is. I don't want to know what his source material is. I don't. Oh, Lord. Knowing Dan, it could be anything.
Brandon, do you have something to say to that?
Maybe 50 Shades? Yes, that could work.
There it is. There it is. Part of me is curious to listen
Story
to this
of
tomorrow. Oh, God. I think we need to listen to that show tomorrow just so we can find out what he basically studied about it. I'm kind of curious. On that note, I'm kind of curious. So please, if anybody is free tomorrow night, please listen to Dan's show and let me know how it is, because I'll be at work and I like to hear the response. Please send me tweets. I would appreciate it. But yeah, I can't really. 7 years, lucky number 7. You know, we'll probably have a big one when it hits the 10-year mark. Man, I'll be past 30. But
can we not discuss being past 30 at all? I think that's what far away. Well, closer for you than I.
It's not far away for me. I'll be 30 in August, dude. But Brandon's already past 30, so it's already downhill for him. So
yes, sir. It sure is.
I've got 2 more years. Oh my God. Huh.
See.
Well, I've got 2 more years and then I'll be 30. Yes. That's a scary thought.
I gotta realize.
Me
I
at
have
30?
responsibility. Yeah, no. How am I? Will it be any different than me in my 20s? Maybe. I have to grow up, I guess. But, but really, I mean, it's so much we've accomplished in 7 years. I mean, as we just said, I never would have pictured myself doing the Emmy Awards for five straight times. You know, coming from this was something I never expected. You know, meeting all these people, not just actors and actresses, but colleagues, you know, knowing more colleagues. I think that's really one of the things I love about this, is because you meet so many people in this industry who do soap stuff, that write about the soaps in magazines or online websites and everything of the sort. You meet everybody who's been a part of this genre for more years than I can count on one hand, and you know, and that's kind of been the biggest thrill for me, because you've admired these people, you've read their interviews, you've seen their writings, you've heard their opinions, and finally getting the chance to interact with these people that you like, it's just been a huge thrill. I can't say anything more about that. I really love that about this, and you know, getting the chance to go across the country. And a lot of people always ask me, does this pay your way to go across the country to do this stuff? And I was like, no, it's coming out of my pocket. I pay for those plane tickets. Yeah, right? Oh, no, I pay for that. I pay that way. That's my money. I don't have anybody paying my way to go over to Los Angeles to do all of that stuff. So I don't know what you've heard, but I'm telling you right now, that's my money. That's for that. No, I pay for that. That's all me. And you know
you built that, Novell. You built that. You built that.
And I am going to tell you, spending money to do that, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I would. That was pretty much money well spent, and I love every minute of it when I get the chance to do it. So I don't knock it. I will never knock it, and I will continue to do it if they'll have me. So, you know, here's to 7 years, guys, and here's to hopefully another 7 more, if not 70, as somebody else put it, 70 years. I would love if I were living that long to last 70 more years. But here's to 7 more, and hopefully we can continue to do what we've been doing for that amount of time. I mean, I can't say enough about it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this tonight. I really appreciate you guys calling in and joining the fun, and also Ryan reuniting with you after 8 years of doing a show.
Yes, this was such a. First of all, I just want to thank you for inviting me to do it, and you know, for the people who have been around since the beginning. Since the beginning, you probably know all that we went through. You know, first when we started and what we went through, and then to see how our relationship has come now. And I definitely think that time apart was a great motivator, and it also helped us grow and become better, not only better people, but better at what we do. That healthy competition. What started off as eventual became a very healthy competition, and the fact that you've got 3 people who do very similar things, but so very different. To have them in 4, if you count Dan, and to show up and show support for you, and share links and be supportive when you need to. That's our real community. It's like the press and the media. We've all sort of formed this nice little community, and it's great to see what it is now. Because I can tell you right now, 7 years ago, this would not be happening.
This is true. This is true. This is true. We know that firsthand. I'm just saying, this would not have come to fruition 7 years ago if this was here. No. We don't need to relive that, though, but it's nice to always rehash that. It's nice to always rehash that because we, looking back on it and seeing how far we come from that point made us who we are right now. And honestly, it made us better people in all aspects of what we do, as you just said. So I don't regret what happened. If it didn't happen, that would have been great, but I don't regret it for the slightest, and I would not change what happened because, again, I think that if it did not happen, I don't think that this would have succeeded the way that it has for any of us that is sitting on the phone right now. I don't think it would have lasted or catapulted in such a way where other people wanted to